Hello again. So, something crazy's happened. My subscribership has doubled since my last two posts, and shocked and thankful that I've gotten here. I've been making videos for about a year now for myself, essentially. So, my name is Missy DePiro. I was a costume designer and a set designer for film and TV for 10 years in New York and LA and everywhere in between. Now I just make clothes for fun out of unusual materials. I live in Florida. It is unseasonably warm. Y'all are getting 20 inches of snow and we have 80 degrees. I don't know how or why we got in this pocket, but our cooler weather is on its way in the next couple of days. But in the meantime, I'm wearing this shirt because it is near and dear to my heart. This was my grandfather's shirt. He ran a marathon gas station and garage for close to 20 years in Michigan. This is one of his mechanic shirts and it's got his name embroidered on there. It says Carl. This is a marathon, I guess, slogan maybe, Pride in Action. It's got the pockets. The cool thing about this pocket is it's open so you can stick your pens and testing equipment stuff in there. This one's closed off. This is one of my favorite things too. This is a clean shirt. It's been washed and dried, but it's got this grease stain going all the way down this arm because I would imagine if he's under a car, he's working on this side. And that's all there is to the shirt. It is a very small shirt. It's a medium. I got this shirt from my mother. I was going to use it to wear when I was working on sets, essentially, because you always are getting dirty and you need something that you can wear that you can get dirty in. I just love wearing shop clothing and it just would be nostalgic and fun, but I quit making movies before I got a hold of this shirt. It's time to transform it into something cute that I will wear. When it comes to clothing that is near and dear to my heart, it's a little bit nerve-wracking. What do I want to make out of this? A union shirt. I love little details like that. Actual union made shirt, Lion brand. I like this little lion and it's made in the US. I love tags as much as I love anything else. This dress I made a long time ago. This is a shirt from, I don't know, the 90s or something. These pockets were the top of this shirt. This page one was on the inside, quality made to last. And all these guys fighting over this. Isn't that the craziest thing? I like to use labels or tags whenever I can see something that just kind of interests me. That being said, I might just pull this little lion out and put him on there too, because I think he's cool. I think it'd be fun to incorporate my little grease stain. I might have to incorporate another fabric, and there's not a lot of it. Okay, here we are. Here's my beautiful shirt that I don't want to ruin, but I need to break into. I went through my patterns and I came across this McCall's pattern from 2011. I've made this before, out of a shirt, in fact. I put it on an actress in a movie. Unfortunately, I had to destroy it. We did the fitting, it fit, and then for the scene, dirtied it up and destroyed it. So it doesn't exist anymore in the world. It's in that film. I don't know where that film went either. So let's go ahead and break into this. Really not a lot going on here. That's pretty great. I'm going to be making this one. This is the front panels for the chest, and then we have the shorts, and then it's an internal pocket, but there's an extra little piece that hangs off of the pocket that I need to make sure that I cut out because that's the rest of the pant. And then we just have a hem. So there's not a lot to it. Hoping that I can get through this with the fabric I have. I'm not gonna make this big long bow. Make this. Put on just a little bit of weight since I've made this last. To about here is what I need to make. I shortened the length on this because I am short torsoed. Finish up that pocket. I want this to be that. Get under halfway there. Okay, so that'll be good. We'll get enough fabric for the back on both sides. Is there enough fabric for the front? I have a lot of mechanics in my family. My brother owns his own shop. My uncle had a shop. I actually worked at Pennzoil and Jiffy Lube when I was in college, and I would come home for a summer job. My brother was managing a Jiffy Lube and he let me come work for him, but instead of, just doing secretarial work or whatever, he let me be a hooder, 10-minute oil change. So I was literally under the hood. I'm the one who popped the hood open, found the different dipstick, changed all the fluids. Yeah, changed oil. All right, I'm just gonna do one at a time. Found the middle. A little bit nervous. Okay, this is the outfit we're making. This is what we're doing. Let's hope it fits. So I placed this pattern all the way around the shirt on the dress form, thinking that I had plenty of fabric. And then after I cut out the back, I realized that it cut into the front in a spot that I really needed. And I was starting to get a little bit nervous here because I didn't want to lose the embroidered carl or the pockets. And I didn't know really what I was going to do at this point. I was just kind of going through to see what can be done. Okay, I have an idea. It's a crazy one, but I like it. Because I cut into the back to make the shorts, but this front now, I don't think I have enough for the crotch to make it into shorts. I can make a skirt on the front and a skirt on the back. I can actually still use an extra piece of fabric in here and turn this into a pocket. So this is gonna be a short skirt on the front and a skirt on the back. So I'll attach that thing to another fabric and then put this one on the front. I'm making my own skirt thing. I've honestly never made one like this before, but I think this is truly the answer, but it needs help being attached. Trim this out. I love experimenting with patterns. I start off just kind of loosely reading it and then making my own decisions from there, because again, I'm also using materials that have a finite amount of fabric. And so I make decisions based on where I'm at the time. And so I think a skirt is a fun idea. So I found this fabric in my bucket of fabrics, and I think it'll be a good one to use. It's got a little bit of give. Be the inside shorts, and the color's similar. I think this will be great. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the inside shorts. So I cut out the inside short and that one extra little piece. I stitched that piece onto the side of the short, not realizing that the pocket had to go inside of those shorts. So I took a lot of time actually trying to construct these pockets inside of the skirt because of that opening. I thought, okay, if I attach to the skirt first and then to the shorts. Well, what I didn't realize, as I said, is that the shorts, there's an extra piece that the pocket goes into anyways. Since I was putting a skirt on top of a pair of shorts, I thought I could skip a step and actually just seal off the shorts and then put the pocket on the inside with the skirt, not realizing that they all needed to be combined. So I took the skirt off of the shorts and completed the shorts first, and then I'll come back and add the skirt later with an extra piece of fabric. Okay, I'm gingerly placing these on my body. They are a bit silly looking at the moment, but I just want to see if these are even becoming a thing. Yay! I'm actually excited. Turn off my TV and come and have a chat. Okay, they're a little bit crazy at the moment. All this dress on underneath here, plus all this. Okay, so this is the terry cloth level, and the pockets aren't even, but that doesn't matter. I stitched the pockets directly to the jumper. Is going to attach to the front and catch the pocket back up in this little area right here. So it's crazy at the moment, but it's starting to come to fruition. I'm really excited. It's day 2, and guess what? The cold snap found us. They found Florida. It was only in the 20s or 30s last night, in the 50s now. I have my heater on, but I still have my door open because I still live in Florida, and that's just, I like to hear the pool, so I've got competing sounds going on in the background. So where are we in this? I've just tried on this crazy jumpsuit part. Actually really happy with where it's at. And now let's talk about my skirt, which I need to work on. Look at these cute patches I put on there. The little lions patches. I think it actually adds a lot to it. It kind of reminds me of Carhartt, and I just think it's a real cute addition. Look like a cute shop dress. This is where the pocket's going to live that I've already attached to the jumper. This area needs some help. There's not enough fabric going on here. It needs to come out a little bit further, and it needs to have a bottom hem. There's some spots that cut into it. I don't want to lose any more length, so what I've decided to do is take the fabric from the sleeves and use that as the outer for the halter top, and then what's left over, I'm going to make myself extra fabric and a hem for the skirt, so the skirt will be finished. So I'm just going through and making sure that I place the halter top in a way that there's plenty of fabric to make the bottom of this skirt. I decided that I would take the skirt, combine those two pieces, and just sit the top piece on top and top stitch it down. So it makes kind of almost a cool sporty seam, if you will. That's how I initially stitched it down. Then I tuck the hem under one more time after I've stitched this all together. And I stitched around the pockets. Anywhere where there was excess fabric just kind of hanging about, I stitched on stitches that already were pre-existing. Okay, so here's where we're at so far. This is the skirt. I haven't stitched these yet. I do like how the sleeve is actually making a really cool dart for me. And then I added an extra dart that I think I'm gonna put in there, but I still have to do a lining for this and then figure out how I'm gonna attach that. I'm really happy I added extra fabric to the base of this skirt, so now it's just gonna flow real nice. I was showing my mom my progress and she said, you know, you could probably get that stain out with some palm malt. And I was like, no, I like it. I think it adds character to it. This is a shop shirt that's going to be turned into a skirt jumper dress, and I'll wear it happily. Maybe I'll even wear it if I'm gonna go do something where I get dirty by paint or something. I don't know. So I went ahead and made those extra darts in there, just trying on my body and then finding where I want to put the darts. And then I cut the extra fabric for the lining. I'm just gonna stitch the darts in there and then stitch up the side, pull it through, and then trimming it out and then ironing it out. Now I have two pieces. I'm so excited. Right now this looks like a bit of a mess because I have everything all pinned directly to my sweatshirt. It looks crazy, especially in the back. I'll do one quick spin. Looks crazy in the back. It's just a single layer of shorts, and I actually think that I want to put terry cloth fabric short on this side. I want to line the back because it is very see-through, so I think, and it'll give it some structure, but everything is absolutely pinned to me at the moment. I'm going to throw a zipper in there, but look at how cool this is. It makes this cool little V pattern when I added the extra layer of fabric under here. Tack right onto the shorts right here and right here and just cover them, and I feel secure. I mean, even though I'm wearing this short skirt, you can't even tell that it's actually shorts under there, and I feel like there's a lot of security going on. Hello, day 3. Well, it is officially cold here in Florida. We dropped another 10-20 degrees, and so I actually just stepped outside for a minute, but I had to show you my coat again. I know this is why a lot of you are here, because of this beautiful coat that I made, and I love dressing cheerfully, and I feel like this is such a cheerful outfit. Anyway, I put the coat on to go outside, but I also just wanted to say that a lot of people have asked, is this coat reversible? Technically, it should be reversible, but the way I made it, it's not quite reversible, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. These are totally reversible, the sleeves, because I sealed those off, even though I put some stitches in the back here to bring this collar down. It too can be reversible. The problem with my particular coat is the way that I sealed the bottom. I could actually probably just grab some of this, I think I still have some of this left, and make an extra band around the bottom. And then I think it truly would be reversible. It's just currently the way it sits, it's not. That being said, if you make this coat, you can totally make it reversible. Can't see why you couldn't. I'm reaching for pockets that don't exist, but I could totally open this up and put more pockets in there. Again, because this is the internal coat, it's puffier than this because that one's swinging. And so it just kind of sits in there nice, but I can't see why I couldn't just add an additional bottom layer to it. So yeah, I think if you made this coat, you could totally make it reversible. And I didn't quite show you the number. This is a Simplicity 8509 from 2017. I've had a couple questions about the size of it. I made a 12, and as you saw, the original coat was pretty big on me. I know it's a swing coat, but it still was a little bit roomy. It just happened to work out that an entire comforter fit inside of there really, really well. That being said, I would say maybe go up a size or two. I'm excited to see you guys make this. I honestly didn't know that it was gonna take off the way it did. I personally wear this all the time and it is perfect. So I'm gonna get back to my jumper here. Let me take my coat back off. All right, so I have to do some extra work on this jumper here. So the back side, put a liner on the inside. So I'm going to make 2 extra back panels. I was contemplating whether to take this all the way apart, but I already stitched the hem at the bottom and I like the placement. So I think I'm just gonna add an additional piece of fabric underneath here, stitch it up the middle and then stitch it inside. Throw a zipper in the back and then just to start attaching layers. I think we're already there, despite it probably seemingly not so. I am out of this fabric though. This is the last of it that I have left. I didn't really think twice about using it. So I'm thinking about lining the inside of these shorts with this. It's a little bit see-through too, but I feel like structurally, I think it'll be just enough. So for those of you who have found my channel and are not used to watching someone make things wrong all the time, My whole thing is just experimentation. I'm experimenting on shirts that already exist, curtains and bed linens and anything and everything. I'm just upcycling, I'm recycling, I'm teaching myself new things all the time, and I wear the stuff I make. I very much love it, and so this is what I do. All right, I've got them on. But I added a piece of actual fabric from this in here because I realized that it was going to be visible. And the back, I put the darts in after the fact because that's who I am. I'm never going to change. I do things backwards because I want to make it my own and I got to figure it out myself. So that's that. But the shorts fit. They fit great. Time to put my skirt on. The skirt is going to tack on right here and just fit ever so over those shorts. I'm going to catch the pocket back up here, attach it to the top, and then we're in business to finish. So I went ahead and just tacked it on the sides while it's on my body and then tacked it up the front. And the halter top, I also needed a way to attach to the back. So I found the yoke of the shirt and made the yoke the part that I'm going to attach to the front of both of those pieces. And then I will cut them up the back to then attach to the zipper. It is day 4, getting that halter top cut up down the back and then to attach it all the way around the jumper, making sure that it fits the way I want with the pins, etc. before I stitch it up. And now I'm adding my zipper in there. And then I'm gonna work on the halter top finishing. I decided to grab one of the cuffs and make the buttonholes on one side and the buttons on the other. And so it's got 2 settings, which I'm pretty proud of. So you can actually go smaller or bigger. Made sure it fit, stitched it up, and we're in the final stretch at this point. All I have left to do is try it on, put my little marathon patch on there. She'll be done, let's hope. I put a zipper in there, I put a cuff on the back. Let's try it on. Here it is. Here's my sporty scorty. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I feel like I could go join the pit crew in some race in this and talking about my grandfather and his shop. And that's what it's all about just being able to carry on legacies with clothing and not just stare at it in your closet, which I had been doing for a couple of years now. So I'm so excited that I got to make skirts. I'm really happy that it turned into a skirt on the front. Like I said, it's so secure. I don't feel like I'm gonna fall out of this in any way, shape, or form. And so I hope that I've inspired you to also clean out your closet and grab those pieces that are just sitting around, transform them into something that you'll love for years to come. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.